I picked up a budget tent AC unit on Amazon, and I'm going to see if it can keep the inside of my ambulance cool even when it's 100 degrees out. If this works, then I can stay off grid even in the hottest weather. All right, so what we've got here is a Karinear. Yeah, it's kind of a weird name. Anyways, it puts out 3,300 BTUs and it only draws 426 watts plugged into 110. And apparently it's Dan proof? What the hell was Dan trying to do to this thing? Alright, let's take a look inside. Got a manual, a remote, some screws, screwdriver. Looks like we got a window adapter. There's some additional pipe inside of it. Some more adapters. And it looks like a window adapter. Looks like we got the unit. So we got the exhaust attachment going through to the window shroud thing. We've got the water hose going into a little portable bucket. And we've got it plugged into 110. So let me turn on the inverter and let's see what this thing does. All right, let's see what we got coming out here. 70, 71, going down to 70. And it was, what is it in here? It's about 86. Not too bad. All right, so here's where we're at about 30 minutes in. It's really about the same temperature inside of the camper. It's a little bit nicer where the cold air is blowing, and if you sit over there, it's definitely bearable, but I don't think it's really going to actually cool down the camper down to 75 no matter how long it runs. Here's what I've learned about this unit. The most important thing is the air it brings in this side and then blows out those white tubes. The most it's going to cool down that air is about 10 degrees. So the most important thing you can do with this unit is make sure that the air coming in there is as cool as it possibly can be. The biggest thing that's going to stop that from happening or that's going to hurt its efficiency is the hot side on the other side. So on the other side, it's got the condenser inlet, blows it across, sends it out that tube. That was getting up to about 105 degrees, 110 degrees. And if those sides aren't separated, then it easily just brings in a lot of that hot air right into this side. And then it's not as efficient as it possibly can be. So this seemed to work the best. I've got that tube on the other side going out the passenger side window, and then I've got the driver's side window rolled down so it could bring in fresh air. It worked out of all the configurations I've tried so far. Less than ideal to even set this up, let alone, I've got that box there. What could I possibly put there? Maybe a drape or something, I don't know. But I really want the unit somewhere in the camper and where I can just have it set up all the time, turn it on when I need it. So that's the next step. Out of all the area that I need to cool down in this camper, it's definitely this bed slash bench area. So I want to make sure that the coldest area in this whole cab is over here. So when I'm sitting here, when I'm sleeping here, I'm getting the most cold air here. So I think what I'm going to do is actually put that unit behind that wall right there. I think this will work. So we've got this pulled out here. That's the other side of that box. It's kind of crazy how much space is in here. But I'll have to make something that both has an air exhaust and an air intake. Go in different directions so that it doesn't just pull in all the hot air, that it just exhausts it out. And then I'm going to have to 3D print something that basically sends the cold air in there. All right, so let's talk about what I've got going on here. I've got the unit installed in this outside locker. The hot side of the unit is facing back, and it's reusing one of the emergency light holes. I 3D printed a shroud for this side, so it takes all the hot air, it sends it directly out. It can pull in cooler air this way. On the cooling side, it pulls air in from the locker right here. It can either pull air through this vent that was already there. That vent goes through a series of boxes back into the cab, or it can pull from this vent as well. And that'll pull air from inside the ambulance going from this direction down. So in theory, this should work a lot better because it's getting all the hot air directly out of the unit. It's not going to suck in any hot air right here before it sends it through the cooler into the cab. Let's see if this works. Before we start, let's get some temperature readings inside the ambulance. Looks like we're about 95 degrees right now. Over here is the other side of that wall where the AC unit is, and I reused the vents that came with it. So this is where the cold air is going to come out. I have no expectation that it's going to do much of anything to this side of the ambulance. All right, the compressor's on. The temperature's starting to go down. Let's see what we've got on the outside. So coming out of that AC unit, it's currently, let's say 136. And then what it's pulling in right now is 101, which is about the temperature out here. So if we come down just about anywhere on the back of the ambulance, we're looking at 101 right now. Actually, it looks like it's closer to 88 where it's pulling in air, which makes kind of sense because it's some of that cold air is coming out from the vent blowing into the cab, so it's going to cool down that spot a little bit more. All right, we're about 15 minutes in, and we've got 82, somewhere around, okay, 79, 78 coming out of the unit. Just above that, we've got 92. If we come over to this wall, we've got 94. So 15 minutes in, and it hasn't substantially dropped the temperature inside yet. All right, so let's talk about one of the challenges of cooling down an ambulance and why this AC unit has its work cut out for it. So these red lines that you see on this wall is thermal bridging that's happening from the support beams. So the box is made out of aluminum, and it has support beams, obviously one running right there and obviously one running right there. So it's this wall itself is probably one of the hottest walls in the ambulance. All right, so here's where we're at. This has been running for an hour, and it really hasn't cooled down the entire area too much. However, if you sit in front of this, it's blowing out about 77, 78 degrees. Ooh, that's what I'm talking about. So it's more than comfortable right here, and that's really all I need is something to cool down the area where I'm sitting in here or I'm sleeping. The other thing worth mentioning is this is only pulling 350 watts right now. Beyond the startup surge, I've yet to see it go to 426 watts, what it advertises. So overall, I'd say I'm happy with this. It's a good trade-off between how much it can cool and how much power it uses, and I think it'll work for my needs. I think that about wraps it up. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.